Hello and welcome to another episode of Moose's Gear Goo Review. I'm Moose, and today I got another knife review. If you're new to this channel, my name's Moose. On this channel I do reviews of knives, gear, food, and tech for backpacking, camping, hiking, traveling, etc., and just everyday stuff. That being said, please hit the subscribe button and click on that notification bell so you can get notified when I come out with any new videos. That being said, today we have a knife review, and that is of this guy. This is a older knife. This is the Spyderco Burch Chubby. Spyderco Burch Chubby. So this is a super cool knife. I'm borrowing it from a friend. This is not part of my collection, but it is his, and I was able to take it and carry it a little bit. I didn't want to carry it hard or anything because it's not my knife, but I did help kind of sharpen this up and tune it up for my buddy. This is an awesome, cool, unique, compact little EDC folder that just feels very substantial in your hands. Now this is designed by Michael Burch from Birch Tree Knives. This came out a number of years ago, and it's one of Spyderco's more premium folders that came out at the time. Birch Tree Knives, I'm not too familiar with. We'll get a shot of their logo there. It's owned by Michael Burch, and so that's all I pretty much know. It's kind of hard to find information, at least for the amount of time that I spent on this, about it, because it's not available anymore. It's discontinued. That being said, this knife is very substantial, premium materials, and we'll just talk about it, and I'll let you know what I think about it. So the overall length is about 6 inches. The blade length is about 2 1/3, or yeah, 2.3 inches. The blade, the cutting length is about 2 1/4 inches, and yeah, handle's just about 3 1/2 inches, and I don't know, it's cool. The blade steel on it is S30V. The handle materials are titanium. That being said, you can tell it's a Spyderco just by that awesome spider thumb hole opening. We'll talk about the blade here first. So the blade is what they call a spear point design. To me, it looks more like kind of the leaf shape design, or more of like a clip point or a drop point. But whatever, they call it a spear point, at least on the resource that I found. The blade is really cool. It has a huge amount of belly. It's almost all belly. It might be a little bit of flat right at the bottom there, but it's mostly belly. Comes to a nice point though, and then we have that consistent straight drop from the top of the knife and the spine. It is a hollow grind. Because it's such a stout or wide blade, you definitely can recognize the hollow grind. It's very evident just from first glance. But you know, it's a cool little compact design, and it makes the knife stock much more slicey, especially since it's a much thicker blade stock here. It does have a nice swedge up top, gives it a really cool look, and changes in the light, but it also helps it come to a finer point for piercing. It's not sharpened in any way, though you could probably put an edge on that if you absolutely wanted to. As far as the branding, you have the Spyderco logo on the front. It says Spyderco CPM S30V. And then on the back side, we have made in Taiwan. Yeah, Taichung, Taiwan. So it is an import knife. S30V blade steel is pretty awesome. Spyderco has always done a decent job with it. And you know, from what I've used it and how I sharpened it, it feels up to standard. Going into the handle, I think the handle's the other unique, kind of beautiful part of this knife, besides the unique blade shape. You have this curved ergonomic handle with noticeable finger choil, but everything feels really nice and rounded, and the shape is very, I don't know, I'd just say natural. It feels very natural as far as the shape goes. We have these cool stylized carbon fiber inlays that add just a tiny bit of texture. It's a textured carbon fiber, nothing grippy or anything, just a checkered pattern. But they're set in there really nice, like really flush in there, and they look really nice on this knife. The scales are titanium, and it is a one position tip up, right hand only tip up pocket clip, and it is a frame lock. So the pocket clip's pretty unique looking. It's not your standard Spyderco. There's no branding on it. Has its own unique shape that kind of follows the contours of the handle, and then it partially works as an over travel stop for the frame lock. It is kind of a 2/3 flow through construction with a G10 backspacer, and the frame lock is, you are able to engage it from there because it does protrude slightly beyond the normal profile. This one does have a lanyard on it. I don't believe this came with a lanyard, but someone along the line put one on there, so I don't believe this came with the knife. On that, the titanium is really nice. It feels nice. It's pretty even all across. There's nice champering around the edges. The finger choil's also very nice. And it's definitely a 3-finger grip. The pinky will latch onto that lanyard if you have it, and you have a natural resting place for your thumb up top here. Because the blade stock is so thick, right there, it gives you a lot of flat edge to put your thumb on, and it feels actually really comfortable. So no real need for jimping. I just oiled this knife, so there's oil coming out of the pivot. I'm slowly wiping off. So yeah, it feels really good in hand, very comfortable. Feels great for like if you want to do those hard, heavy slices through cardboard, or if you're doing like a nice heavy push cut. It feels really locked in hand, and it feels good. Closing, pretty nice and simple. I like the sharp edges on the thumb hole. Makes it a lot easier to open and deploy. And the titanium for the frame lock actually has a nice sharp edge there too, so it will really bite into your finger or your thumb there, so you're not gonna miss disengaging the lock. It's not the easiest knife to sputter flick, but you can just topside thumb flick it pretty easy. I heard though most titanium knives they don't necessarily recommend to flip them or flick them, but that being said, you know, it's all right. And for a titanium knife, there's no stainless steel like insert in there, and so it's just titanium on the blade steel, and then there's no sticking, so I'm pretty impressed with that. So yeah, this is the Burch Chubby. I'd say if you can get it, this is definitely a collector's piece, but let's check it out with the ugly brown glove real quick. Alright, so we got the ugly brown glove. I haven't quite figured out the best way to do this yet, but the thumb is deployable. It is very slick in hand, just because there's no texturing or jimping on it, but the thumb hole does lock in nice, and then once you get that grip up top, you're definitely not sliding forward, but it could slip out, though you have a decent hook on there. And then disengaging the lock is nice. So, does it pass? Yeah. What'll I give it? A C. I'll give it a C. So a C for the Burch Chubby. So, yeah. I don't know, guys. I haven't done a discontinued Spyderco in a long time, and hopefully this review is okay, and hopefully it's something for anyone who's collecting who might want to get their hands on this. I'll be returning this to my buddy, and hopefully he'll appreciate the tune-up I did on it. but other than that, it's fun to always be able to check out some of these older knives. And you know, there's not that many YouTubers that check out some of the older knives, but like JT, that was one of the things we really liked about, or at least I enjoyed about his channel, is that he had an appreciation for like the whole history of EDC pocket knives, and he was always looking and appreciating some of the older ones as well. And so this is kind of back from the era where Spyderco was doing cool and unique things and getting different designers in there. And lately, I don't know, a few of us have felt like they've hit a dry spot and nothing too unique is coming out, but I don't know, maybe they'll pick it up next year. It's been a crazy year. So there you have it, guys. This is the Burch Chubby, designed by Michael Burch in collaboration with Spyderco. I will leave links down in the description below. I'll try to find the designer's website as well as Spyderco. Other than that, guys, thank you so much. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Why don't you tell me what is an older knife that you still appreciate or like that they discontinued? Other than that, guys, peace, and I'll see you outside. Bye!